we got on, people? Luke here from LAGFX. We are back today with a new Sunday sessions video. If you guys are new to this series, it's basically where we choose a few pairs that we feel hold good potential for the coming week, and we break down some of the analysis we have performed, giving you guys a good insight on how we are looking at tackling the markets. Now, this series is obviously great for those new beginners that are looking to find a working strategy. It gives you an insight on how I trade the markets. But it's also good for those veterans as well that are just looking for additional confluence with their own trades. Now, if you do go on to enjoy this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. All the support you guys provide is very much appreciated. And if you have any questions or queries with regards to the analysis we go through today, just leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Now, you can see on screen here, we've got a few pairs that I'm going to go over in today's video. We've got the XAU US dollar market, the cable, which is the Great British Pound to the US dollar, the US dollar Swiss franc, and the Euro USD. Now, starting with the gold, as you can see, price has recently peaked to set a new high. We are continually seeing this market appreciate as predicted, with this being a precious metal. And if you remember in last week's Sunday sessions video, I did actually make a suggestion that we may see price actually reverse from this area of what was seen as supply before continuing to trade down, or we'll see price actually absorb this area and use this as a level of support. And you can see that price has actually broken above this area and it's now using this as a level of support. So you can see that this area of interest here actually acted as a pinpoint for our new bull run. So we could have actually placed a long here in this market just last week, and you'd see that we'd be profiting quite well. Looking at 3 RR from this position so far, which is 3% for every 1% risked. And that's entering in just as price was breaking out of this area, and our stop loss is just below the actual zone itself. If we were to refine things more and enter in, with a more refined entry, then returns are looking anywhere between 8 and 10%. But as you can see, price is playing out very well in comparison to the analysis that was actually given on this just last week. And I feel that this bullishness is here to stay. And obviously we're going to see a continuation in this bullish structure. So I've gone ahead and marked out this area of interest here. I'd love to see price pull back down, pick up more demand before a new impulsive wave to the upside. So I would love to see price correct itself, trade us down and into this area before a move upwards. So this could actually act as an area to go long in this market this coming week. And as you can see, returns are anywhere between 1 and 3 and 1 and 4 RR for this position here. Now, am I expecting a deep correction anytime soon? Yes, absolutely. I feel price needs to put in a deeper correction. It needs to clear any remaining liquidity to the downside before a continuation higher, before we can reach real highs in this market. However, price is showing no signs of slowing down at the moment. We are seeing a continuation in higher highs and higher lows. Until we start to see price break down and distribute, this is very much a bullish market. So I will be looking to go long from this area in price this coming week. Heading over to the Great British Pound to the US dollar. So this is actually a trade that we placed on Thursday. This was a pending order. As you can see, price is playing out very, very well. What we saw was price break structure to the downside. After absorbing this area of supply, price then started to show signs of a distribution. A distribution is basically price removing demand from the market and introducing supply. So we can expect a turnaround in price when we see this type of pattern form in the markets. We had confirmation that price was distributing. Price was removing demand and introducing to supply to the market, which, as we know, suggests that reversal in trend. As we were getting breaks of structure, we were getting lower highs and lower lows being created within this market. So we entered in due to that confluence and that confirmation. And as you can see, we are profiting very well. So we had that break of structure. We had the distribution. Price came and traded into this fair value gap. Our pending order was activated on Thursday afternoon around 1 o'clock, and price has played out very well. At the moment, we are currently sitting at 4 RR. So this market is currently 80 pips in profit, which is amazing. I wanted to see price put in a new impulsive wave now to the downside, surpassing this low here to go on to create a new lower low. So by setting our take profit just above the last low, it guarantees that it's achievable, as we're expecting price to actually go on to set a new lower low anyway. So with this market this week, it's just a case of looking to get involved in further shorts. And all we'd need to do to get involved in further short positions is to find an area of supply for price to trade up and into for us to deem a valid entry. So if we head to the 4-hour time frames, there's nothing really that's screaming out to me. Going back to the 1-hour time frames, we just move this across here just to neaten things up. There is an area that I can see price may come to trade up and into, and I would say from the bottom of this wick to the top of the next candle, I would love to see price trade up and into this area here before trading goes lower in the market. That would deem us a valid entry and a refined one as well, which would give us some brilliant returns. So we may see price pull back up to set a new lower high before going on to set a new lower low. So this could be an area of interest. So head over to the 1-hour time frames, look at the last two candles. We want the wick from the bottom of the first wick and the top of the second wick. That's an area of supply there. We want to see price trade up and into that before trading goes lower in this market. But as a whole, there's nothing too much to say. We just know that there's going to be a continuation of bearishness. We're in on this market already. We're just riding the market and banking those profits. But what a brilliant trade to end the week last week. Heading over to the US dollar Swiss franc, you can see here that we've had a penetration of a higher time frame supply zone. We had a fractal break of structure. We've now had a higher time frame break of structure, which has encouraged sellers to short this market. It's also given us confirmation that this market is going to be bearish longer term. What we've seen at the moment is price actually put in a corrective wave since the break of structure. So this is just so price can set that lower high before continuing this bearish structure. So as we know, with every impulse is a corrective wave. So this is the pattern that we want to see, lower highs and lower lows. We have a high set here, we have a low set here. This would be our lower high. What would follow would be a lower low. So we're literally waiting for price to trade into this area of supply, give us a fractal break of structure. The break of structure would confirm the end to this corrective wave and the start of the next bearish impulse. So with this market this week, I'm simply waiting for price to trade up and into this area. I then would go down to the 15 and 30 minutes. I would wait for a fractal break of structure. So if we head to this time frame now, I would want to see the last protected low within the bullishness be broken. That would tell us that this bullish structure has come to an end. New bearish structure is being introduced, and that's when I would look to get involved in this market in shorts. So with this pair, it's just a case of being patient, waiting for price to trade into this zone, distribute, give us our confluence, and then we can look to short this market. But if you're looking to get involved in the US dollar Swiss franc this week, look for those short positions, probably the latter end. So I'd say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday's usually a write-off, and I think we're going to see that bullishness for the start of the week, just as it preps for that down move. But that's my analysis for the US dollar Swiss franc. Okay, so just to finish off here on the euro US dollar, very similar situation to the US dollar Swiss franc, it's just reversed. And the reason for that is because the US dollar Swiss franc has a base currency being the US dollar. The euro US dollar has a quote currency being the US dollar. So we can expect that the directions in the market are going to be the opposite, as the US dollar is quote on one and it's the base on the other. So I want to see price trade down, clear this area of interest, clear any liquidity to the downside before a continuation in bullish structure. We've had confirmation that price is bullish from this higher time frame break of structure to the upside, so we can expect this bullish structure to be printed into this market longer term. We're simply waiting for price to trade down and into our area before we look to go long. There's nothing much really to be said about this pair. We're simply waiting for confluence to enter. So again, I do feel that Monday is probably going to be a very slow day, as we are just waiting for price to play into our hands. But I could imagine that the latter end of next week is going to be very busy and we're going to be very involved in these markets. But that's my analysis for this week's Sunday Sessions video. It's been quite quick, quite brief, but I think I've given you guys some key zones and areas of interest as well as my bias and direction of the market. So you guys should have some good points of interest there to get involved in this market. As I said at the start of the video, if you guys have any questions or queries with regards to the analysis today, just leave them down in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. All the support you guys provide on a day-to-day basis really does help, and I do really appreciate it. But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you for watching, people. I do believe that this week's going to be very profitable for us. We're already up anyway, with us being short on the cable. I can only imagine that's going to bring some crazy profits next week. But what a cracking start to the year we've had. Again, thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll catch you all in the next Sunday Sessions video.